Simba, you ready? Okay. Hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Simba, show your beautiful bow tie. You're so handsome. Look at that. In today's video, we are doing a poof wreath using all Dollar Tree supplies, including the Deco mesh. And you're going to need 3 rolls of this Deco mesh. If you don't want to use that Deco mesh, that's just fine. Use 2 rolls of the 10-inch or 1 roll of the 21-inch Deco mesh. Simba is really trying to get down, I see. Alrighty, you guys, let's get started. Let's go over the supplies that we're going to use. First, 3 rolls of this Deco mesh from the Dollar Tree. It's 6 inches in width, 5 yards in length. That is a perfect length for a poof wreath. The ribbon I'm going to be using is this ribbon that's 2.5 inches. It is not wired, but it's more on a stronger side. It has this kind of plasticky base. And then this green burlap one that's 2 inches in width. This is a really, really pretty one. 2 rolls each. Anything from a cotton ball to these little poofs. I'm going to use these really pretty iridescent ones. As far as our pipe cleaners, you're going to need 18 for the base of the wreath, and I'm going to use 3 for the actual sign. You're also going to need some zip ties to attach the pipe cleaners to the sign. I'm actually going to be using these zip tie mounds. I don't use these a lot, but today we're going to use them. For the wreath form, I'm using a 14-inch metal wreath form from the Dollar Tree. Here is the sign that we're going to use, and I want to jazz up the edges just a little bit. We're going to do that using some Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen white. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach these zip tie mounds to the back so then we can take care of the front. Cut this off. I'm going to attach the mounts in 3 places, 2 on top and 1 at the bottom. Let's get my super glue ready. And all I'm going to do is remove this sticky part here, add a little bit of super glue and put it straight on the spot where I need it to go. Next, I'm going to take care of these little tips. This one's I don't know what that is, so I'm going to completely remove that. This one's fine, just a little wobbly, so I'm going to add some hot glue and just attach it a little better. And this one is going to get one of our little iridescent balls right on top. I decided to make it a little bigger and put a few more. To jazz up the edges, I'm going to grab some white Rust-Oleum paint. All I'm doing is grabbing my Q-tip and I'm going to make little dots. Starting at the center, I'm going to put little dots going all the way around. They don't need to be perfectly spaced out, perfect size. This is going to be just simply cute. I'm halfway done and wanted to show you the difference between the side with the polka dots and without. You can also just grab a little Q-tip and make a line if you don't want to do the polka dots. That's fine too. But the reason I thought this was really necessary is because our Deco mesh is green. Our ribbon is green and red. So everything's dark. Everything's kind of blending in. So we need that pop of white to stand out on the wreath, and this is going to help us. Now I'm just going to finish up the other half. I'm all done with my sign and I'm going to let this dry and we're going to make the wreath. Next, we're going to attach the pipe cleaners, and this part is going to be super easy. In each of the 6 sections, we're going to put 3 pipe cleaners. The first pipe cleaners we're going to put on row 1 and 2. I always count from inside out, and we're just going to do 2 twists and face the tails towards the inside. And then we're going to put 2 on rows 3 and 4. Give it a nice twist or 2. And the tails are going to go towards the outside. And the third one is going to go on the other side of the center one, and 2 twists, also facing out. Now I'm going to repeat this going all the way around. I'm done attaching my pipe cleaners. I have 6 on the inside and 12 on the outside. Before we bring in the Deco mesh, let me explain how we're going to attach it. If we're starting on this pipe cleaner, we're going to attach and zip tie the tail. Then we're going to do 10-inch poofs going all the way around. That's simple. Until we get to the pipe cleaner where we started. From this pipe cleaner, we're going to go flat to the outside row, and I'm going to start by attaching on this pipe cleaner, and here I'm going to add a little zip tie just for security. From here on out, I'm going to be doing 9-inch loops until we're done going all the way around. Going to attach a little zip tie on the tail. Here's a little trick I use when I'm working with multiple layers or multiple rolls of deco mesh. First one is going to go right here in the first spot. Then I have this little plastic container that is going to be for our second roll. And the third roll is going to go on this side so that when we're rolling them, it's going to be nice and smooth. It's time to start attaching, so I have my mat on here and my first little zip tie. First things first, I'm going to overlap my deco mesh. Make sure that it's nice and even on the end. Gather the tail about 2 inches in. Attach it to our first pipe cleaner. And then I'm going to attach a zip tie about 1 inch away from the actual pipe cleaner. And this is what it should look like in the beginning, especially because we're dealing with Dollar Tree deco mesh. I'm going to be as accurate as possible when it comes to measuring. Going to go to my 10-inch square, and I'm going to hold it taut, measure out 10 inches, and then attach to our next pipe cleaner. 2 twists. And moving on. I'm going to do this going all the way around. I am on my last loop, and as you can see, I'm finishing it where I started. From here, we are moving to the outside row, attaching it. So you don't need a loop right there. Nice and flat. Grab a zip tie. Going to attach it on row 3. And I do this to make sure that my pipe cleaners won't move. It should be tight enough where they should not move. But I do it as an extra precaution because I do not hot glue my pipe cleaners. And I depend on the poofs themselves to hold the rows in place. Now I'm going to go down to 9 inches and start attaching. Someone thinks I'm doing this for his amusement. He's having fun over there. Another 9 inches. Look at this, you guys. I have a little helper. Thank you, Simba. Where would I be without you, huh? I'm on my last loop, and I wanted you to see what's left over. So I still have a little bit left, but as you saw, I was quite stingy when I was making my loops just to make sure that I have enough, because it's possible not to have enough when it comes to Dollar Tree deco mesh. Simba decided that he found a little spot for himself. Very nice, Simba. Excuse me. And we're going to attach right where we started on the outside row. Then we're going to remove the cat, flip the wreath upside down, and I'm going to attach the tail to row 3, counting from the inside, just like that. So here we go, we started, then we had the zip tie in the middle, and then the end. Now we're going to open up our poofs, and the best way to do this, because we have 3 rows, is we're going to go to the bottom one and we're going to push it down just like that. I'm going to push it down, and this one is going towards the inside. The next row, we're going to push it down and separate them. I'm going to do this going all the way around. The wreath is all poofed out. Now we're going to cut a ribbon. Starting with my 2.5-inch ribbon, I'm going to be cutting it into 11-inch strips. I'm going to be doing dovetails on this ribbon, so I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to fold it in half at the tip and cut a little triangle. Just like that, I have dovetails. And let me show you the back of this ribbon. It does have a plasticky kind of backing. Now I'm going to do the green burlap ribbon, same thing. I'm going to be doing 11 inches. Since this ribbon is wired, I am going to zigzag it and then cut it. This one roll was enough to give me 10 strips. And now I'm going to take the endings, fold them in half, and cut a little triangle, making sure I cut the little wires on the endings. I'm done cutting up my ribbon. I cut 18 strips of each ribbon. Both of these are 3 yards or 108 inches. So if you're going to do 11-inch strips, you're going to have enough to have 10 from one of these, and then if you're going to do 12 inches, you should get 9. Our bundles are going to be super easy. 1 red ribbon, 1 green ribbon. Just squish it together in the center and attach it to our pipe cleaner. Here's our next one. And I know you're looking at the green ribbon and saying, Nadia, it's really blending in. I'm not worried about that. Trust me, at the end of the day, you're going to see the green ribbon. After our bundles are attached, I'm not going to need the pipe cleaners anymore. Going to twist up, use my wire cutters to cut about an inch from our connection, fold in and fold back. I'm on my last little ribbon bundle. This wreath is looking really, really traditional. All 18 ribbon bundles are on. And now it's time to bring the sign in. I'm so glad I did the edges. Look how the sign pops against all the greens and reds in the background. Next, I'm going to put a pipe cleaner in each one of these mounts. It's that easy, my friends. Okay, you guys, I have to admit, I don't mind using these mounts. I think it was really quick, really easy. And now I'm just going to attach the sign. Let's flip. I'm going to first do one little twist before I tighten my wreath up. I want to make sure that the sign is in the right place. I think I like that, so I'm going to go back and secure all the pipe cleaners in place. This is my top, and while we're here in the back, I'm going to attach a little piece of jute cord. This is the jute cord that came off of the sign. Make a few knots, cut off the excess, and we have our hanging loop. Next, I'm bringing in a little placemat, grabbing 3 more zip ties, and I'm going to attach it in 3 places. I only do 3 connections because this gives me access to anything I need to fix in the back if I needed to do that. You don't have to make these zip ties too tight, just tight enough so it stays in place. Now that we're done with that, we're going to come to the front and start opening up our ribbon. The ribbon kind of is already in place. And as I said, you are going to see the beautiful green ribbon, and then our base background decommage still shows up here and there, and it just makes for this really elegant and beautiful wreath. And now I'm bringing in those really, really pretty iridescent puffs, and I'm going to start hot gluing. Now the interesting part is where I'm going to start hot gluing them. And I'm going to hot glue them right on the ends of the green ribbon, just like that. It's a little different, I know, but I thought it would look really adorable. So just a tiny bit of hot glue so it melts into the ribbon tip. And I'm going to go all the way around, just attaching it everywhere. Make sure that the ribbon is not touching anything when you're doing that, so it just gives it a few seconds to dry. And it's going to give it a little bit of whimsy on top of things. You don't have to do this. You could put puffs maybe on the inside of your ribbon bundles if you want it, but I wanted this to kind of pop out, stand out, just give it a little bit of extra cuteness. We are all done with this gnome wreath, and I think this whimsical kind of thing that I did with the green ribbon completely goes with the theme of the wreath. I'm super glad that I did do the border because I think it helps it stand out a little bit, or a lot actually, and it just looks adorable. I hope you enjoyed the way this wreath turned out. Don't forget to say hello to me in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you are not subscribed to this channel. As for us, Simba is trying to say bye guys, and we will see you in our next video. Mwah! You want to give 5? Woo! That's right. Bye guys.